currently I'm watching One Piece, and I'm trying to like get really into it, right? I'm trying to even express my emotions right now when it comes to One Piece. I didn't watch it for a while. I've watched Jujutsu Kaisen, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, Naruto, Bleach, you name it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty big on my animes, and I just didn't watch One Piece for the longest because I was super overwhelmed at how many episodes there are. And seeing the humble beginning of the crew right now, because everybody knows the iconic crew. Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Chopper. Like people know like basic characters and stuff, and it's like I know the basic characters, but I never knew how like they all came into play. And seeing how the beginning of the series actually unfolds is really interesting. Seeing how Luffy gets his powers, understanding who Shanks is and who that play, like how Luffy got his hat. Truthfully, this is all I want to watch now. All I want to watch is One Piece. Like I don't even care about any other anime right now, and I'm not even mad at that. Watching Zoro, he over here got played by this Marine lame ass son, having to do his whole thing. Like seeing how Luffy and Zoro meet up and the interaction there. Like I watched a little bit of the live action movie, like just the beginning part, and just seeing how they played that up too. Like they really did good right there, because Zoro's all like, I don't know you, I don't do that. You know what I do? I kill people like you. That's what I do. I'm trying to be the best swordsman out here, man. And Luffy like, I'm trying to be king of pirates. Zoro like, anyways, they end up finding out that Captain Morgan's son was end up going to kill Zoro after the little deal, because Zoro was supposed to be crucified for a month straight, but then he's about to get double crossed by this Marine son, and Zoro's all like, all right, whatever. And then Luffy helps him out, gets him out. They squabble up. Yeah, I mean, Luffy beat the hell out of Captain Axeham Morgan. Ain't fucking with that gumma bullshit. You know what I mean? And overall they go back, they save this town because it's been corrupted by these Marines. But they have to go because they are unfortunately pirates. So Zoro and Luffy end up setting sail and running around. And in this part too, I haven't brought up Nami because we see Nami, but we don't know who Nami is. You know what I mean? Like, we see her, but we don't know her necessarily. And she has the Grand Line map, but the Grand Line map was stolen by Buggy. So she sets sail and goes out, and she's in the middle of the ocean. Buggy's little cruise ship, little side ship from the big ship. I don't know how to explain that. But, they see Nami's little ship in the ocean, and she ends up stealing their ship and leaving them in the middle of the ocean. And she goes out. She's a hustler. She does her thing. She's pretty savage. I mean, when it comes to like pirates, that's probably the YN of pirates right there. Nami down for whatever. She down to hit licks and tote blicks. Anyways, Zoro and Luffy, they're on their ship. They're just heading. They don't even know where the hell they're going. They don't got a navigator. They don't know how to navigate the sea. And they hungry as hell. Luffy sees this big ass bird, and I don't think they knew it was a big ass bird. When I seen the episode, I was like, look at that bird. And then he grabs it, and there's a big ass bird. I was like, oh my God, this is a big ass bird. And they got Luffy by the head, and then eventually Luffy gets shot out of the sky by one of Captain Buggy's people, and he falls from the ground. Everybody like, yo, what the hell? Who's this dude? And Nami sees him as she's running away because she had just stole the map back from Buggy. Buggy's crashing out trying to find his map. He got all his people searching the island just to look for Nami. You know what I mean? And then, she runs into Luffy and she's like, hey, can you help me? Nami comes up with this dumbass idea. This is why I was pissed off at Nami, actually, because she comes up with this dumbass idea with her greedy ass is to get Luffy locked up. She's going to side with Buggy and do this whole little escape plan so she can steal all the treasure and then leave. But Buggy wants to kill Luffy. He's like, if you want to show your loyalty to me, Nami, you got to kill Luffy right here in front of me. So she's all like, I don't know about that. So then she breaks it. And then they're all like, yo, what are you doing? So eventually Zoro pulls up. He trying to squabble up and shit. Buggy gets him one good time through the back, shows him his devil powers because he could take himself. He got the chop fruit. He could take himself apart, a little puzzle piece and shit. And he get Zoro. They got this buggy ball, these explosive buggy balls. They turn it on Buggy, and then they explode him. And they get away. They dragging Luffy in this cage, and shit. And then this is where his dog comes into play. Chow Chow, I forget his name, excuse me, chat, but Chow Chow, and he protecting this little village pet store. The whole village is vacant, by the way. There's nobody in the village except the mayor and this little ass dog, right? And this dog is protecting this store. Luffy's still in this cage. They see the key, the dog eat the key. This dog just a straight up dickhead. You know what I mean? Like, he don't care about Luffy. He don't care about them at all. And eventually Buggy sends out his little hunter man with the big ass lion, and he's all like, go get the map back for me, pimp. And then dude comes up and smacks the shit out of Luffy in the cage. The cage breaks and breaks out Luffy, but Luffy knocked out. They just cut off of him, and then little Chow Chow, he trying to protect the shop, but he can't protect the shop. He getting his ass beat. Big dog versus little dog. Big bank take little bank, and he was getting his shit rocked, man. It was a little sad. That was probably like the most depressing part of that little arc, watching that little dog get his little ass beat. And right after that, Luffy comes out. He's like, nah, I ain't going for that. And boom, Minka Maka, Mooka Maka, Minka Maka, Mook. Anyways, Buggy comes out and he's like, yeah, nah, we ain't going for this. We ain't going for that. And he sends out somebody. That motherfucker goes after Zoro. It's this dude on a unicycle, weird folk, on a unicycle, throwing out Beyblades and shit. And Zoro like, I'm tired of your bullshit, and then hit him with it. Stop playing with him. Zoro cold, bro. Boom, biggity bop, boom, bop, bing. Then they blow up, Bucky and shit. He get the Team Rocket treatment out of there. You know what I mean? Like, the villagers was all checking on the mayor too, because they were like, man, we tired of waiting on him. We got to go fight for our village. And then they see the mayor is knocked out, and Luffy's all like, yeah, I knocked this punk ass out. And then they all get chased out. But that's what Luffy wanted. He wanted the mayor to look like he was the one protecting the city and stuff. At least that's what I got from that. Like, Luffy wanted the villagers to respect the mayor for being there and protecting him. And the whole time he's all like mad. He wake up mad. He chasing him, and he just wanted to say thank you the whole time, because he knows, like, them young whippersnappers, they saved the village. After that, it's like the Usopp story, lion ass story. Mr. Cap-a-Lot, Mr. Telestirs. Whole village know him as the boy, the boy that cries wolf. Luffy, Zoro, Nami, they got 2 ships now, because Nami now, this is where Nami joins the crew as well, like right after the Buggy arc, which was pretty tight. She's the navigator. She could tell, what to do in the sea. And Usopp just a lion ass when they get to that island. He like, I got 100 million man army. Nami and Zoro are all like, Cap, but whatever. And they get kind of close. Whole time Luffy all like, Usopp, I know your daddy. Like, I knew your dad. Like, he was on Shank's ship, which I thought was really fucking cool, because I was like, damn, they really tying in some things. Like, they really tying in some things on One Piece, y'all. Like, a lot of this stuff is interconnected and everything. And it's like, the gang needs a bigger ship though, and so it's like there's a rich family on this island, and this is where the whole Butler arc, I'll call it the Butler arc, Captain Chrono or whatever the hell his name is, old goofy ass, because he lying to this family the whole time. And Usopp, he just can't believe this shit, and they all going back and forth and everything. And then there's this weird hypnosis dude, Django, who always just doing weird shit, doing moonwalks the whole time and everything. There's just so much already to digest. But Usopp's the one that always cries wolf. Eventually they tell him this plan right in front of him, and he goes and he tries to tell everybody, and they just like, we're not going for that. You lying ass. We not believing you, gang. You a liar. You're fucking lying. Usopp makes this plan, and in the morning, when all the pirates are about to attack, he puts some baby oil down on this hill so that these pirates can't come up the hill. He's thinking, he's like, they'll slip, they won't even be able to get up here. And then come to find out, they're on the other side of the island, and Usopp's like, damn it, I'm dumb. So Luffy just starts sprinting. He's gone. He's all like, you got to go to the north end. Boom, Luffy's gone. He's out of there. Luffy has no sense of direction, chat. So Luffy is just running around. He sees the village. He's like, fuck, where am I supposed to go? Usopp said to head north. I thought this was north. Zoro and Nami starts sliding down the baby oil. She grabs Zoro. Zoro starts falling back too. He's like, girl, what you doing? She climbs over Zoro and gets out of this Diddy trap. And Zoro just falls down into the Diddy trap. And he's just like, oh my God. He's trying to climb up. He can't get up. Eventually he breaks and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna use my swords to climb him up. And that's why he's cold again. And he's pissed. So he starts running. He's like, I don't even know where the hell I'm going either. So Usopp is the first one to get to the other side of the island, and he's trying to stop everybody. Right, all these pirates coming up the hill. They got Django at the bottom of the hill, and then Nami shows up. Usopp's trying to give away the treasure on their ship, and he's like, "You can take it and just leave." And everybody like, "We pirates. We gonna take that, and we gonna still do what we gotta come here to do." Fuck you talk about, Usopp? Anyways, Nami's all like smack shit at him. She's like, "What you trying to give my treasure away for? That's not even yours." Stupid. Eventually, Zoro ends up showing up because he's all like, "Man, I'm sick of this shit." Luffy ends up showing up. He's like, "Man, I'm sick of this shit." Everybody's getting played. Django, he ends up powering up all the pirates and making them believe that they're stronger, but he accidentally gets Luffy too, and Luffy just start going crazy. And this is actually the first time we've seen the Gum Gum Gatling, and I thought that was really sick. He, knocking out over 20 people at once. Luffy is that guy, chat. So that evil butler, he all like, "Man, I don't hear no buildings burning. I don't hear no people screaming. What the fuck going on?" He already messed up the other butler in the house and told him the plans too. And he's like, "All right, I got to get going." So he head over there. The little kids, the Usopp pirates, they trying to, tell the girl that, hey, Usopp wasn't lying last night, because Usopp did that whole thing where the whole village wouldn't get. They were like, "You lying ass. We're still not believing you." You know what I mean? And now she feel bad. She's like, "Damn, Usopp wasn't capping. He was really trying to save my life." Eventually, the evil butler gets over there, and he does his whole little monologue and shit. Usopp's mistress pulls up. She shows up with the blick. She's all like, "You're gonna stop right now." And then he takes it out of her hand. Usopp tells her to run. She's out in the forest. Zoro's actually fighting these two other cat dudes. He fucks up one, but then Django powers up the bigger cat looking dude, and Zoro's kind of struggling with him as well. But then he eventually gets him out of there. Yeah, Zoro is that dude, y'all. Like he will handle any situation you give him. Luffy all like, "Fuck yeah." He started going hands with, evil butler dude and Mika Maka Muka. Evil butler dude comes out with these little cat claws. They're all cats, by the way. It's like a cat crew. It's the black cat crew. Don't ask me. All right. But Meek. Luffy beat his ass, and then Zoro and Usopp, they end up going and saving the mistress from Django. And then Usopp, this is where we get Usopp leaving the village, and he joins the crew as on the brand new ship from the mistress, because the mistress she's rich, she's just about to go and marry. Like this is the start of the crew and the bigger ship. They're all together. We have Luffy, we have Zoro, we have Nami, and we have Usopp right now. So I'm definitely excited to see what else is to come. Again, I'm gonna do like roughly every 15 episodes, so that way I'm not doing every single episode. Or if you guys again want me to do a specific arc, you want me to do actual live reaction videos where I sit here and I watch the video, we could do that as well, man. Comment where you're from. Shout out to the One Piece community. Shout out to everybody that's put me on and said, "Yo, go watch One Piece," because I don't regret it. Now that I'm older, it just hits different. You know what I mean? Like I feel it a little bit more. I can connect with it a little bit more. Luffy is so humble. He's always about, the people. He's setting an example, y'all. And I don't know. I'm truly excited. Until next time, for the next 15 episodes, y'all. Ciao.